Time for us to head into the Wimmera. We're back in 2023, and from the Warwick Herald pages and the webpage Writing Sport is Scotty Stewart. He joins us again for this season. G'day, Scotty. How are you?
Yeah, g'day Wayne. How are you? Yeah, good to be back into it.
I tell you, there was a burst water main out the front of the local Warwick Herald office, and you don't have to go far to get a story for your newspaper these days.
Yeah, exactly right. That went off like a volcano yesterday. It was a louder things I've heard for a while sitting in our room where doing some work, and yeah, this thing goes off, and yeah, to see it was unbelievable. It was going up on top of the roof of the building, so it was water. It was water going everywhere.
Well, is things bursting at the seams in terms of player recruits at the Warwick Eagles? It's a good chance to have a recap of what's happened at your club in the off season.
Yeah, it's pretty good actually. The Eagles have finished off pretty well with their recruiting. It was a bit of a slow start. I talked to club president there, Zane Jess, throughout the year, and he was a little bit frustrated with some of the things early, but you know that happens. And a lot of kids now, they're not that keen to sign up straight away, and but it has all sort of fallen into place for the club at the moment. Picked up some handy players, and yeah, they'll put them into the process this weekend against the Saints. But yeah, a couple of lads from down Warrnambool way of joining the Eagles this year in Joe McKim and Tom James, and there's another young fellow, Nick Ingram from South Australia way, a friend of Kyle Cheney's, and yeah, he's going to pull on the maroon and gold this weekend and this year, so that'll be handy. And look, there's another young fella, young Connor Inkster. He's going to return to the club after a couple of years away. But yeah, they're going to fill in a couple of losses that you have. Obviously, all clubs are going to have that throughout the year with the Warwick Eagles. A couple of our young fellas in Charlie and Matt Penny have left. They left the area, and Matty Gents, who he came over from South Australia there last year, and he's got a bit of business stuff that's going on at the moment, so he's not returning. But yeah, they'll line up not too bad this weekend, and it'll be a good battle against the Saints.
Oh yeah, bad luck losing the two Penny boys. They were just entering the prime, I think, as they've left juniors and now just starting senior careers. Minyat Matar have lost a prime player. He's gone across to the Southern Mallee Giants to coach him. Kieran Delahunty, the medalist, three-time medalist, I might throw in there, and they are the Minyat Matoa side that last year won the flag and beat Ararat by a goal. How do they look?
Yeah, that's the talk of the summer, that one, with the Kieran heading over to coach the Giants. So yeah, here and along the line, he's keen to get into the coaching gig, and with Minyat Matoa signing, they've already had Tim, obviously, Mackenzie there, who's their coach. So yeah, big coup that was, wasn't it? A big story that broke around Christmas time, was it, or maybe early in the new year. But yeah, Kieran was heading up to the Giants, and good luck to him. He obviously he's got coaching aspirations, and he's going to take on that role this year, and pretty handy lineup that he's going to be coaching too throughout the season, so not a bad way to start your coaching career.
Yeah, it really is. We've already got Sammy White, who's given us a bit of the good oil on how things have been going earlier on, and I'll tell you what, they've been training hard and they could be very competitive, the boys in the orange outfit. What about the Minyat Matoa lads with their setup now with Tim McKenzie? Have they got any new players you're aware of into their club?
Yeah, look, they have this year, and one of them is a young fella, Nick Karras. He's former Horsham Saints junior. Actually, he played a lot of his junior footy at Horsham Saints before entering the Ballarat Rebels system, and beyond down Ballarat way. So yeah, his old man Rob, he's a former premiership player there with Minyat Matoa, and so yeah, Nick's going to play for the Boroughs there this year, and Jai Walter, I'm pretty sure Jai is from the Horsham District League, played with Narad Quinny, a good young fellow there too. So going by their list for this weekend, that's how they're going to line up with them. But you talked about the the Borough's been the reigning premiers there. They're looking good again. I'll tell you, I reckon, throughout the season, we're going to be talking about them a lot. They've maintained a lot of their, apart from Kieran, obviously, but they've maintained the basis of their team, and just some good kids that are coming through that team, and well led by their coaching staff. And that grand final last year was an unbelievable thing. The weather was just incredible that day, and it was a great grand final. Ararat really took it up to them in that last quarter, but they kicked a couple of those goals into the wind in the third quarter, and it was really important to them. So they celebrated their grand final, and they're up for it again.
They certainly are. Talking about Ararat and Stawell, they played in the Easter match down at Alexander last weekend, and it was won comfortably in the end by the Ararat Rats at 9-19 to 5-2. But both sides seem to have a lot of juniors in their ranks. So how do they look this year?
Yeah, they do, and you can see that right through the whole league, just going through the playing list. A lot of homegrown talent coming through all these clubs, and Ararat and Stawell are a prime example. If you look at that game last week, it looks like it was played in pretty windy conditions. I think everyone knew what the Easter weather was like last weekend on Good Friday, and scoring much has been pretty difficult heading up to one of the ends at Alexander Oval. But Matty Walter, old mate Matty, he's in charge again at Ararat, and he's going to have a good bunch of kids to lead this year, and they'll be. We'll talk to the Boroughs, and we'll talk to the Giants, and I think we'll be talking Ararat in the same sentences as those other teams. So they'll be up and about, and they'll be pushing top three again for sure. Quick comment on the two Horsham sides, the Saints and the D's. Yeah, but what I hear with Horsham, they're just basing a lot of their this season on their homegrown kids, all coming through. They haven't got a lot of key signings. I don't think they've lost too many players. They'll be basically the same as last year, and which was pretty good, because they won their elimination final, so they went into the second week. So Tyler Blake's taken on the coaching role by himself in a sole role this year. So he'll have some good kids to lead there, and a couple of experienced fellas to help him out along the way too. So Horsham, you'd think they'd be around about the same as what they were last year. And the Saints, who the Eagles will play this weekend, they're going to be an improved lineup. I see the appointed Ben Knott, former player of the Saints, to lead them this year. And the same, and I'll probably repeat myself a bit, but just some good homegrown kids that they're going to. He's going to lead throughout this year, and the Warwick Eagles will get first-hand look at the Saints lineup this weekend in that battle there. So it'll be an interesting role. I don't think the Saints they've picked up a couple of kids I don't actually know too much about them, and had a couple of losses, but they'll be around about and looking to improve on last year's result.
Dimmy play nil, the two sides in the Wimmera to the west of the association, and it's a big clash at Dimbulla. What have these two sides got?
Yeah, well, same with Dimbulla. I'm going through their list and talking to President Justin Ward during the week, and he's happy with where they're at. They've lost a couple of players. One of them, a fellow called Michael Bowden, who's going to be a loss. He was a good player, but they've retained a lot of their recruits that they've picked up over the last couple of years, and they'll be pushing, up there in that top five again. And we all know what happened last year at the start of the year. They got deducted some points at the start of the year, but ended up making the finals, playing in that first elimination final. So they'll be there again. Jack Lant is their coach and taken on in a sole role. Their former coach, Justin Bugley's headed over to Taylor's Lake in the Horsham District League. So the Nil one will be interesting again. We've sort of known over the last couple of years with Nil that Trevor Albrecht's coaching those kids again. And they're all homegrown talented kids, and they'll be coming through the system, and they'll be another 12 months under their belt, and they'll be pushing to improve their season once again. And I think that will. You get the teams where you get some enthusiastic kids, and now with another 12 months up their sleeve, and they should be able to take it on. So it'll be a good game tomorrow. You'd think this weekend, I should say, but this one, you'd think Dimble would probably have the line, but yeah, we'll see.
I reckon Dimmy too picked up a very good state country player for South Australia in Asia Reikiwasa. Very hard one to say, but gee, he's a dominant defender. Look out for him this year. Another boy, Wade Packer, reckon might be out of Mandala over the border there, and looking forward to seeing Jonathan Ross again for Dimmy. What about the final comment here? A quick look at a tip on the big 2 games that we will be watching. How do you think the Giants will go against the Stall Warriors?
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one with the Giants and their lineup. I see they've named most of their recruits for this game this weekend, so it'll be interesting. Weather's going to play a bit of a role apparently around here. Looking at the moment, our blue skies are nice, but I hear that tomorrow, Saturday's going to be a bit wet, and heading down to Stall Way it might favour the home team down there. But the Stall lineup the Giants lineup on paper does look pretty strong. So you'd think they'd be looking at an opening round win.
All right, and looking forward to hearing your comments next week, Scotty Stewart, on your Warwick Eagles and whether they can get over a Saints in a first up win. I'm going to be very excited about the first real round of home and away matches in Wimmera football, and we'll catch up with you next week, Scotty. Thanks for joining us again in 2023.
Yeah, no worries, Wayne.